Before we proceed further, we'll discuss the past exam questions also. Okay, as I told you yesterday, we'll do which one? The past exam questions. First, we'll discuss on December 2023 question paper. Which question paper? Look at this question. This was the fifth question, of course, December 2023 exam. Following is the balance sheet of which company is given? Beta and Delta Limited. Beta and which one? Delta Limited is given to us. We are given non-current assets, and what is given? Current assets are given. Okay, inventory is given. Trade receivables are given. Equity share capital kuduthirukanga, reserves kuduthirukanga, trade payables are given. Beta Limited will absorb which one? Delta Limited on the basis of intrinsic value na net assets divided by number of shares. Net assets divided by number of shares. And there is a mutual due. There is a mutual due. This will be adjusted after amalgamation is put through or after the business combination is put through. We learned entry also. Do you remember? We'll deduct both from what? Payable as well as from receivable. And there is a stock included, mutual stock supply is given to us. That will also be eliminated. Amalgamation was completed. They asked you to prepare balance sheet. It's a very simple question. Before we proceed with journal entry, what we have to work out? Intrinsic value of which company? Beta Limited and which one? Delta Limited. We need to work out. Start. We are going to do it together. Start. Computation of purchase consideration. Using which value? Intrinsic value method. So no need to total the assets once again, because total of assets are already given to us. What is the total of assets given? 15 lakhs and what? 9 lakhs. 15 lakhs and which one? 9 lakhs. 15 lakhs and 9 lakhs is given to us. Okay. Before that, look at Delta Limited is holding some shares in which company? Beta Limited. Delta Limited is having some shares in which company? Beta Limited. Who's purchasing? Who's purchasing? Beta Limited was to absorb which company? Delta Limited. So, which company is holding? Delta company is holding some shares in which company? Beta Limited. Delta company is having some shares in which company? Beta Limited. So, first let us work out the value of start. For Beta Limited, tell me the total assets. For Beta Limited, PPE, inventory, trade receivable total எவ்வளவு இருக்குங்க? 15 lakhs. 15 lakhs இருக்கு. Less liabilities. What are the liabilities? What are the liabilities? Only one current liability, trade payable. What is the trade payable? 3 lakh. Net assets. Net assets 15 lakh minus 3 lakh எவ்வளவு இருக்குங்க? 12 lakh. 12 lakh divided by number of shares. Number of shares in Beta Limited. Number of shares in which company? Beta Limited. Share capital 10 each கொடுத்திருக்கான். Share capital 10 each. 10 lakh, 10 each. How many shares will be there? 1 lakh shares will be there. So divide this 12 lakh by 1 lakh. 12 lakh by 1 lakh. How much it will be? Rupees 12 per share is the value of which company? Beta Limited. Take it up. Don't wait. Take it up. Now, while working out Delta Limited, you have to be very careful. Why? Because PPE, what is the PPE? Plant property equipment, how much? 5 lakhs. investment in shares of which company? Beta. How many shares they are holding? Will it take 20,000 2 lakhs value? No. The value per share is how much? 12 rupees now. So 20,000 into 12. Selling company is having shares in which company? Purchasing company. Selling company is having shares in which company? Purchasing company. So 20,000. What is the value of that share? Fair value is 12 rupees. How much it will be? 2,40,000. 2,40,000. Then inventory appdi eduthupom. Inventory how much? 1 lakh. Inventory 1 lakh. Then what is the next one? Trade receivables. What is the trade receivables? 1 lakh. Trade receivables 1 lakh. Then less என்ன பண்ணும்? Liabilities like trade payables. Trade payables எவ்வளவு இருக்கு பாருங்க? 1,90,000. This will give us net assets of another company. $7,50,000 is the net assets of which company? Delta Limited. Many students will not think in this point. This 20,000 shares of which company? Beta Limited. What is the value per share? 12 rupees is the value per share. 2,40,000 should be taken divided by number of shares. How many shares are there in Delta Limited? 6 lakhs in each. Oh, how many shares? 60,000 shares. So value per share will be how much? Rupees 15 per share. 12.5 or 15? 12.5 per share. So this is the intrinsic value of which company? Purchasing company and which company? Without working out the value of purchasing company, we cannot work out the value of which company? Selling company. Why? Because selling company is having shares in what? Purchasing company. There are multiple methods of working out the answer now. I'll tell you all the methods of working. Pay attention. Pay attention. Okay. Who's going to buy? Beta. Who's going to sell? Delta. Simple. What is seller's value? 12.5. What is buyer's value? 12. Into how many shares are there in selling company? How many shares are there in selling company? 60,000 shares are there in selling company. This will be the number of shares to be given. Number of shares to be given is equal to 12.5 by 12. Seller's value divided by buyer's value into 60,000. Seller's value divided by buyer's value into 60,000. 62,500 shares are no. Wait pannunga. In this, listen, less already shares are held by what? Selling company in purchasing company. Delta in which one? Beta. Evlo share already vechirukanga? 20,000 shares. We will not take over. We'll ask them to keep it. So net consideration evlo shares tharno? 42,500 shares thanda podum. Okay, 42,500 shares, value will be 42,500 shares into 12 rupees. Who's giving the share? Beta is giving the share. This is the value of the purchase consideration. How much? 5,10,000. This is one method of working. I repeat, what is the value of the seller? 12.5. Divided by what is the value of the buyer? 12 into 60,000. Now I have to give you how many? 62,500 shares. Okay, this is one method of working. Another method of working, what is the net assets of the seller? 7,50,000. 7,50,000 I have to pay you. You are the seller, let us assume. I have to pay you how much? 7,50,000 divided by, I am going to allot my company shares. What is my company shares are worth? 12 rupees. Now, evlo shares varu? Adhe 62,500 shares now. The 62,500 shares can be worked out by two methods. What are the two methods? Seller's value divided by buyer's value into how many shares are there in selling company. Or if you want to go with a logical understanding, 7,50,000 is your net assets divided by what is my company value. நான் 7,50,000 உங்களுக்கு தரணுங்க. ஒரு ஷேரோட என்னோட ஷேரோட வேல்யூ எவ்வளோ 12 rupeesனா 62,500 shares you have to give less நீங்க ஆல்ரெடி எவ்வளோ ஷேர்ஸ் ஹோல்ட் பண்றீங்க less 20,000 shares you are holding already. So in my company you are holding 20,000 shares. And the value நான் எடுத்து வர மாட்டேன். I will keep it with you. So net consideration என்ன வரும் 42,500 shares I have to give you. Of course the value will be same. In the model workout panel accepted, in the model also accepted. There is one more model. What I am going to buy from you? What am I going to buy from you? PPE. எவ்வளோ 5 lakh. Will I take over this investment? Because it is investment in my company. That's like a mutual investment. I will not take over. I will plant property equipment. I will take over. அப்புறம் எடுத்துட்டு போவேன். Inventory I will take over. How much? 1 lakh. அப்புறம் எடுத்துட்டு போறேன். Trade receivable I am going to take over 1 lakh. Less trade payable. எவ்வளோ trade payable? 1,90,000. இது போட்டு பாருங்க. சாரி, இது மைனஸ் இல்லையா? 5,10,000. அதான் net purchase consideration. 5,10,000 is net purchase consideration. Simple. How many shares it give you? 5,10,000 divided by 12. Now net how many shares have to give you? 42,500 shares. There are 3 methods in which you can work out the question. I repeat, beta limited, what is the value? 12 rupees. Incorporating that value, delta value is how much? 12.5. 12.5 is your value. My value is 12 into 60,000 will give us what? How many shares have to be allotted? How many shares have to be allotted? Minus, you are holding already 20,000 shares. We will tell you give it to your shareholders. We will not take over. So net consideration, how many shares we will give? 42,500. Values 5,10,000. Otherwise, 7,50,000 I should pay you. How much I should pay you? 7,50,000 divided by my shares are what? 12 rupees now. I should give you 62,000 shares. You are already holding how many shares? 20,000 shares. So I should pay you 42,500 shares. Value will be 42,500 into 12. How much it will be? 5,10,000. The third method is the most easiest method. You need not work out even this. You will in the working எதுவுமே தேவையில்லை. இந்த working complete avoid பண்ணிடலாம். What is your asset? What is the asset I am going to take over? Your plant 5 lakh. Your inventory 1 lakh. Your trade receivable 1 lakh. Your minus trade payable 1,90,000. So what is the net asset I am taking over? 5,10,000. What is my share value? 12 rupees. Now I should give you what? 42,500 shares into 12 will give us 5,10,000. But what is given as suggested answer is they worked out the value of beta. They worked out the value of which one? Delta. Then they calculated number of shares minus number of shares already held, net consideration. That into 12 put an over 5,10,000 euro. So what I request is, I request you to take up this answer. This is a shortcut way of solving. If accept panna, accept pannu. They asked you to work out consideration. What is consideration? Or every portal the 5,10,000 done. Okay. So this is shortcut way. And work out this also, or take up this also. This is your suggested answer method. நான் டைரக்டா எப்படி முடிச்சிருப்பேன். பட் நீங்க நாளைக்கு போயிட்டு சஜஷன் எடுத்து பார்த்து எப்படி இருக்கும், இந்த மாதிரி இருக்கும், இதெல்லாம் ஆளு போடவே இல்லைன்னு யோசிப்பீங்க. அதுக்குதான். So take up the value of beta, then take up the net consideration. புரிஞ்சுதுங்களா? அந்த இன்வெஸ்ட்மெண்ட் நான் ஏன் கன்சிடர் பண்ணல, that is nothing but my company shares. So if I take over, it will be like buyback of shares மாதிரி ஆயிடும். So I will take over other assets. Other assets means plant, inventory, trade receivable, trade payable I will take over. Net consideration 5,10,000 divided by 12 போட்டீங்கன்னா 42,500 shares வரும். That into 12 of course 5,10,000 வரும். And take up this answer also. ரொம்ப சிம்பிள். உங்களுக்கு நான் பைசா தரணும், எனக்கு ஒரு வேல்யூ இருக்கு, which means how much I should pay you per share? 12.5. What is my document value? 12 into how many shares are there in your company? 60,000. Otherwise, 12.5 into 60,000 is nothing but this 7,50,000. 12.5 into 60,000 is nothing but 7,50,000 I have to give you. என்னோட ஷேரோட வேல்யூ எவ்வளோ 12 rupeesனா I should give you 62,500 shares. This will ultimately result, இதை மல்டிப்ளை பண்ணா 7,50,000 தான். This working is nothing but 7,50,000 divided by 12. While calculating under direct method, shortcut method, I didn't consider investment, because if I consider that investment, it will be more like I'm buying my own shares. Do they ask you journal entry or directly prepare balance sheet? Journal entry அவன் கேட்கவே இல்லை. நம்ம இதுக்கு தேவையில்லாமல் journal entry போட்டால் time waste ஆகிட்டு தான். Wait, sorry, 1 minute. They ask you absorption was completed னு கொடுத்துருக்கான். You have to prepare which one? Balance sheet after the acquisition கொடுத்துருக்கான். Workings மட்டும் தான் கொடுத்துருக்கான். Purchase consideration and number of shares to be issued. Amount of goodwill or which one? Gain on bargain purchase வராது. Amount of goodwill or gain on bargain purchase will not come. No amount of goodwill or gain on bargain purchase will come. Why? Net assets method, assets minus liability போடும்போது automatically goodwill or gain on bargain purchase will become what? Nothing will be there. There's no goodwill. Shall I? The complete printing. No? No goodwill or which one? Gain on bargain purchase, since net assets is equal to purchase consideration. Purchase consideration the net assets the purchase consideration. Therefore, no goodwill or what? Gain on bargain purchase. So we have done the clear working on intrinsic value. How many shares have to be given? Everything. We will just prepare which one? Balance sheet. Shall we? Next, we have to prepare which one? Balance sheet. Start. Balance sheet of which company? Who's the purchaser? Start. Balance sheet of purchasing company after the acquisition or amalgamation. Balance sheet of beta then. So for me, I cut copy paste that. I request you to take up the workings. Share capital, maybe working note 1. Share capital of beta first. What is the share capital of beta given first? What is the share capital of beta given? 10 lakhs. Existing share capital is 10 lakhs. Add Purchase consideration, how many shares we have given? Net 60, 42,500 into 10 rupees. Only the face value should come here because the premium will be recorded as which one? Reserves and surplus. So 42,500. 4,25,000. Capital portion will come here. So working note 1, 14,25,000. Working note 2, reserves and surplus. Reserves of beta. What is the reserves of beta given? 2 lakhs. Reserves of beta, 2 lakhs. Add securities premium. 42,500 into 2 rupees per share. So reserves of beta 2 lakhs. Add 42,500 into 2 in 85,000. Wait, one of the most important adjustment. We have learned already journal entry, but we are to practice question. Look at this. There is an intercompany sale of stock and there is a profit. Included in the stock of Beta Limited, 60,000 goods supplied by what? Delta Limited at a cost plus which one? 20%. We have to eliminate which one? The profit. We have to eliminate the profit. So less, that is called as stock reserve. Same like your inter-branch accounts, departmental accounts, inter-process profits, or this business combination. Already learn பண்ணிருக்கோம். ஆமா, நிஜமா. Notes கூட எழுதிருப்பீங்க. Cancellation of mutual due, liability account data to asset account. For eliminating the profit element, stock reserve account data, P&L account data to which account? Inventory account, like that you have to write up. So less stock reserve, less which one? Stock reserve, 60,000 into 20 by 120. Why 20 by 120? On cost கொடுத்திருக்கோம். 60,000 on cost. Look at this. Cost plus 20%. 60,000 into 20 by 120 இருக்கும். 10,000. So net amount will come. This will be eliminated from stock also. This will be eliminated from stock. What is the purpose? To show the stock at what price? Price. So working note 2. Take it up. Reserves and surplus. Any long-term borrowings in this question? No long-term borrowings. Trade payable, beta plus delta, minus mutual due. Beta plus delta order amounts பாருங்க. Beta plus delta order trade payables எவ்வளவு இருக்கு பாருங்க. What is the trade payables? 3 lakhs plus 1,90,000 minus, there is a mutual due between the company. It should be eliminated both from debtors as well as creditors. A sum of 40,000 is owed by what? Beta to delta. It can be anyway, beta to delta or delta to beta. It will be there in my liability, it will be there in your asset. When we consolidate our business combine, eliminate both. How much you eliminate? 40,000. Take it. Non-current assets, nothing but in the plant, property, equipment, beta plus delta. No revised value, book value எடுத்துட்டு வந்திருக்கோம். Plant, property, equipment பாருங்க எவ்வளவு இருக்கு? 10 lakh plus 5 lakh எவ்வளவு இருக்கு? 15 lakhs. That investment will not come. That will be cancelled. That is not taken over at all. Current assets include inventory, beta plus delta minus and the stock reserve 10,000. Beta plus delta minus 10,000. Inventory 2 lakhs plus 1 lakh minus 10,000. Where in irukku? Trade receivable, beta plus delta minus mutual due. beta plus delta minus mutual due. Beta plus delta எவ்வளவு இருக்கு பாருங்க, 3 lakhs plus 1 lakh minus mutual due எவ்வளவு இருக்குங்க, 40,000. That's it. See, to explain, to solve under 3 or 4 methods and prepare balance sheet and tally, it would have taken around 20-30 minutes of time. It's a 14 marks question, which is a fair time. If you try it on your own, you should get it in 20-25 minutes of time. Do they ask you to pass journal entry? No. Just prepare which one? Balance sheet. I repeat, share capital of beta plus purchase consideration 42,000 shares into 10 rupees. Only the face value. Reserves of beta plus that securities premium in the shares allotted minus what is the purpose of removing stock reserve? To show the stock at what price? Cost price. This will journal entry data inventory account data to stock reserve account. Inventory account data to which account? Stock reserve account. 60,000 into 20 by 120. This is eliminated from both profit as well as from inventory. Then trade payable, add both, eliminate the mutual amount due. Same way, trade receivable, add both, minus eliminate that mutual amount due. This is based on the current syllabus, 2022 syllabus, December 2023 exam. Stock reserve, what is journal entry? Stock reserve account data to inventory account. Stock reserve debited na P&L account la adjust பண்றோம். Inventory is credited na, it is reduced. And for eliminating the mutual due, trade payable account data to trade receivable. So it eliminates from both liability as well as from what? Asset. Not only for this business combination, but also for Ind AS 110 consolidation. Any mutual dues will be what? Eliminated. Done. What is extra in this question? Number one, selling company's investment we are not taking over because that's nothing but our own shares. Number one. Number two, we eliminate which one? Mutual dues, and of course we eliminate which one? Trade receivables and trade payables. Normal product is the difference. Shall we go to the next question? We'll see the June, which one? Release account. Internal reconstruction. Holding and subsidiary. This we can do it only after learning the consolidated balance sheet. 30% step by step we'll acquire the company and we'll become a holding company and the money. So how to find out the goodwill or gain on bargain purchase, we'll do that separate. I hope this is the only question that is tested. Go through that. Dawn Limited acquired 100% of equity of Night Limited on 31st March 2024. Okay. Purchase consideration and immediate payment of how much? 20 lakhs. 3 further payments of 2 lakhs. If return on equity exceeds what? 16% in subsequent 3 financial years. On the acquisition date, aggregate value of net assets எவ்வளவு கொடுத்திருக்காங்க 22 lakhs. Calculate purchase consideration and goodwill or gain on bargain purchase. Assume discount is 10%. எங்கேயோ பார்த்த மாதிரி இருக்காது. Purchase consideration includes which one? Current consideration and which one? Deferred consideration. Start. As per which one? Ind AS 103. Consideration includes what? Yeah. Current consideration. What is the fair value of shares given? Immediate payment? P naught. That is present or current payment. How much? 20 lakhs. And the present value of deferred consideration, which we are promising to pay 3 years. How much we are promising to pay? How much we are promising to pay? 2 lakhs each. Discounting factor is PV at the rate of what? 10% we have to take. 1 divided by 1.1. They have given discount rate assume as in per 10%. Multiply பண்ணீங்கன்னா present value of consideration you will get. So this is the meaning of purchase consideration. Purchase consideration. 24,97,370. They have given us 360. 24,97,316. That is because of the rounding up. The PV factor rounding up under and the 10 rupees difference can come. Then less fair value of net assets. What is the fair value of net assets acquired? What is the fair value of net assets acquired? 22 lakhs. So difference will be called as what? Goodwill. We paid excess consideration. Difference is called as which one? Goodwill. So which option is correct? $2,97,360. The copy printing.